1. Yes, I'm aware of the fact that I peed in my shirt. And 2. The international break's finally over. Premier League football is finally back. So not many games for a while because international break, as I just said, just ended. And we didn't do for match week 29 because it was a weird one. There were like a handful of games because the FA Cup, we had FA Cup predictions instead. So, but it's back. It's a full game week. International break's over. Let's just get right into it. So first game we have Chelsea West Brom. So I went with 1-0 Chelsea on this one. Chelsea are in decent form. They've been doing really well in the two shows. Still haven't think they've lost yet under him. I say they've been in decent form. You think I would say good form if they haven't lost game under their current manager. But the thing is, they've been getting the results, been doing just what's needed, and just being consistent, which is good. And I think West Brom have been okay recently in terms of their season. I think maybe they've been quite good for their terms right now. So I think Chelsea should still get a comfortable win. Or maybe the scoreline, it'll be one of those games the scoreline don't really show how the game really played out, so that's why I went with 1-0. Could it be 2-0? Sure. Next we have Leeds and Sheffield United. Leeds are another one of those teams. They've been getting pretty good results recently. Sheffield been absolutely down and out. Leeds were consistent over the course of the season. They've been thrown about recently with some of their results, but I think against Sheffield United will be a good time for them to reset right after the international break. Bamford had a bit of a knock. He played well his last game, but he was a bit of a doubt. He wasn't called to the England squad. I think then he got injured. Well, in fantasy he was injured all week, but I think it should be a comfortable one for them. 2-0. I think Bielsa's men will really have a chance to restart now, and I kind of hope they do because I kind of captain Bamford for fantasy. So now we have probably the biggest fixture of this match week, so it's Leicester versus Man City. I think they've both been in pretty good form. Of course, City have been brilliant, but their form, they had lost United, but besides that, hasn't really affected them. Aguero's leading City now. I don't know if that really has any relevance, just figured it's worth mentioning. But I think Leicester are in good form too, and I think Leicester just knocked United out of the FA Cup. I think, so I went with a 2-2 draw. Could it be like a 2-1 to City? I kind of want to put that, but I think Leicester do know how to get results. They beat City 5-2 earlier this season. So I think it'll be quite an exciting game, but I think it'll be level. So next up we got Arsenal and Liverpool. So obviously Liverpool are in 7th. Not obviously, I don't know if it's not really common knowledge that Liverpool are in 7th, Arsenal are in 9th. So it is quite an important game, more important than Arsenal games would have been in the past. But a big 6 team away, always big. So I went with 1-0 to Liverpool. I think Liverpool put in a good performance against Wolves before the international break. Jota and Salah were both brilliant in the international break. Arsenal's form has been a bit spotty, and Liverpool's has as well, but I think they could be on a stride to really recover their form. Could it be a draw? Could it go either way? I guess, but I'm just going to go 1-0 to Liverpool for this one. So next we got Southampton Burnley. They're currently level on points. Burnley have been getting some good results, and Southampton a bit spotty, but I still think they're a good side. So I went with a 1-1 draw because I think Burnley, they're clear the relegation zone. They should be, especially if Newcastle can be this dreadful. They should be good this season. So there's not going to be as much pressure, and I think Southampton are still a good side, and I think Burnley's results can start to get a bit spotty, so I think it'll be level. So next we got Newcastle Spurs. So Spurs, they crashed out of the Europa League after that Dynamo Zagreb game, but they have been quite good in the league, and I think against Newcastle will be a really good chance for them to keep getting on that kind of reset kind of form, just get their form back. It's been quite good recently, but it's not really quite matched what they were, so I think this just be another good step for Spurs. 2-0 should be a comfortable one. So next up we have Villa vs Fulham. I went with a 1-1 draw here. Villa, of course, had very good form in the beginning of the season. It started to drop off a little. They still started to get results. They haven't been looking down and out. They've been doing enough to stay at the position they were. But I think Fulham have been getting better. I do think they're still a good team. And if Newcastle are going to lose to Spurs, if they're going to be seeing that, they're going to want to get a result. It's like, of course they're going to want anyway, but that's just not a thing. This could be a really big result for them against a team which I do think they stand a chance against. So I think it'll be solid 1-1 draw. Next we have Man United and Brighton. I want a 1-0 win to United here. I think United have been in relatively good form. They've been doing enough to be staying in that top position. I do think Brighton have been putting in good results as well. So I do think it won't be as easy for United. I think that it'll kind of show they have been a bit challenged recently, but I think that it'll be a bit of a challenge, but they'll do enough to get through. 1-0. I think they'll be at Old Trafford, so they should see it off. I think it could still be close, but they should see it off. Next, we got Everton Crystal Palace. This is the big one. So Everton, obviously, they have that game in hand. They haven't been pushing for Europa League top 4. Palace have been. They were down note, kind of not down note, but they haven't. There was one point where they haven't been good at all. But things have started to get a little better, and I think this is just wishful thinking from a Liverpool fan, thinking that Palace can win 1-0. I mean, Everton just lost to Burnley, so and I think sometimes Everton can kind of go on a run of good form and then crash out quickly. They can't really just accept a blip and move on. So I think. Maybe it's just wishful thinking about Palace 1-0. So last one we got Wolves and West Ham. I mean, it's just crazy how much these two teams have changed. Wolves haven't been having a particularly great season. They have lost players, injury. Let's hope Rupert Tristio's alright. I don't know if he'll be in for that game. They lost Jota to Liverpool. In West Ham have been great recently. They either they get wins, they get draws against big teams. They've really been doing well. They've really been pushing hard. I don't think this is going to be an exception. I don't think they're going to stop now. 1-0 to the Hammers. And those are my Match Week 30 predictions. So if you want to see more of these, just let me know, of course. And yeah.